Congratulations to Coach Collins, his team. Hard-fought victory. Disappointed and hurting for our guys. Obviously, missed out on some opportunities tonight. We struggled to sustain momentum, struggled to sustain drives, had some missed opportunities throughout the course of the game, and it was definitely heartbreaking to come up short on that one. And I think our guys, you definitely battled throughout. I was really pleased with some of the things that I saw from the effort that we had defensively. Obviously. Special teams, I thought did some really good things with the block kicks. Did a nice job in their coverage. Had a couple different opportunities to impact the game, but just collectively as a football team, we're not consistent enough. Missed out on some opportunities to get them off the field. Allowed them to convert on 50% of the third downs. Just extended some drives. Had some miscommunication. Things that we just absolutely can't have. In all phases. Had some. Critical penalties, some drop passes. Obviously the 3 turnovers. Something that absolutely hurt our football team. Throughout the course of the game, and it was not. Obviously not the way that we wanted to begin. I thought our guys came out with a great deal of energy. We were able to move the ball early, but then as the course of the game went, you really struggled to sustain drives and obviously lacked the explosive play, which is something that we need to be able to have. But like I said, I thought our guys battled. I was fully confident that in the 2-minute situation, we were going to be able to put ourselves in a spot to be able to win the game. But unfortunately, had a couple mistakes that cost us there at the end as well. That kept that from being reality. But hurting for these guys. But just like I told them there in the locker room, we have to respond. I mean, nobody wants to start like we just did. But this football team does not have to be defined by tonight. They'll be defined by how they respond to this situation and how we move forward there together, as a program.
First question will be Irish O'Farrell from Warchant.
You had some conversation with James Blackman coming off the field. What was he telling you? Was he seeing what you thought he should be seeing? What were the breakdowns offensively?
I'm sorry, Ira, can you start the first part of that question again?
I'm sorry. Several times you were having conversations after drive stalled with James. Was he seeing what you wanted him to be seeing at that point? Was he able to explain what wasn't working?
There were throughout the course of the game, there were a handful of opportunities that, I think that James was seeing the right things, and whether it's one issue or the other at a different position that kind of forced him to hesitate. But then there were a few times that that he missed an opportunity or has to continue to work to get his eyes in the right place. But all in all, that was across the board. I don't think when you look at our offense in general, the consistency didn't really show up at any position. We had a lot of quite a few mistakes that showed up in critical situations, and we had the handful of turnovers. We had a couple guys that go down, had to play a lot of different players, along the offensive front. It's just it was a challenge throughout the game to get that rhythm and momentum going. But at the end of the day, it should come down to just one play, and that's what we have to do a better job of just focusing on the next play, going out there to execute to the best of our ability, and we'll be able to overcome some of those situations.
And Mike, first 2 drives offensively obviously worked really well. Was there anything in particular they changed after that, or anything in particular you guys didn't do as well after that?
Yes, sir. There's a lot of things that we didn't do as well. After we kind of hurt ourselves in a lot of different situations with penalties. We had a couple missed opportunities, trying to push the ball down the field that I thought we had explosive plays that were there. But it's just it's something that we've got to do a better job of just the consistency of our execution and making sure that we're trusting our eyes at every position and being able to sustain those drives. But I thought we did start well. I thought our guys were operating, and we had a couple 3-and-outs there, early or I guess midway through the first half. When that's one of those challenging things. Coming off the lightning delay, we had a plan. We've been through the plan. We've got to make sure that we carry that over once we get out on the field, and you'll be able to sustain that through the rest of the half. And at the end of the day, everything that we did tonight, it comes back to what we're doing with our preparation, and that starts with me. And we've got to do a better job working the consistency of what we're asking our guys to do, and then making sure that we're able to execute that once it gets to game time.
Next will be Aslan Hajavandi from War Chant.
Just to sort of clarify those comments, Coach, you mentioned explosive plays. I mean, do you think you guys went to big game hunting for big explosive plays, or were there plays out there to be made that weren't seen?
Let's say that one more time.
Did you think you guys maybe forced trying to create those big explosive plays when you mentioned that in your previous answer, or do you think that they were out there?
Yeah, I think we had a couple missed opportunities that showed up. I mean, we had some missed passes, some drop balls, there was a couple explosive runs on the perimeter that we had a miscommunication and blocking assignment. There were opportunities there. We've got to do a better job of executing to be able to capitalize on those.
Next will be Brendan Sinone from Knowles 247.
Hi, Mike. I know you talked a lot about with the team handling adversity, responding well when things don't go wrong. Were you disappointed generally with how the team did respond, especially the offense? How it responded when things didn't go well at certain parts of the game?
We're still growing. We're still we're at the infant stage of what we're going. As an offense, we have a lot of guys that are newcomers or guys that haven't played much football here at Florida State that are trying to establish that role and understanding that times are going to be tough. They're going to be times that you're going to have to overcome and just truly trust your training. And I thought there was a few moments where we tried to do maybe a little bit too much in all aspects. And I believe in these players. I believe in the guys that I'm getting to coach and the coaches that I work with. And we just have to continue to go through our process. I mean, I hate that we lost tonight. I hate how we lost tonight in every aspect, because I know these guys have worked really hard trying to put themselves in the best position. All right, and there were some plays that showed up that truly came down to some little things, and that's where we have to be more consistent in all aspects. But at the end of the day, I thought our guys continued to give effort. I thought they continued to push, and everybody had the desire to be successful. But we kind of shot ourselves in the foot on a couple situations, and obviously Georgia Tech did a good job in what they were trying to do, and being able to attack us.
Go back to Ira from War Chant.
Did you, the defensive line didn't seem to get a whole lot of pressure. Was that a result mostly of Georgia Tech's kind of quick passing, or did you expect more out of the defensive front?
I thought they did a nice job getting the ball out, the quarterback's hands quickly. Obviously we had a couple guys that went down there on the defensive front as well. But I thought they did a good job with their plan. I thought we were able to get some pressure throughout. We still got to work on finishing at times when we do get there. But all in all, I thought there were some good and some bad that we were able to make some explosive plays along the defensive front, but we also had a couple missed opportunities, which allowed drives to extend. But I know that our guys are going to continue to work, and that's going to have to be a strength of this football team.
Back to Aslan from War Chant.
Did the Tech Zero lead, did it feel like you guys were in control, or did you sense that you were allowing Georgia Tech to sort of hang around?
Well, we had a couple drives there offensively that, we had the short field and we'd had a mistake or a TFL put ourselves in a challenging situation. You've got to capitalize when you get to that point. And, I thought our defense did a nice job, especially with the field goal block unit, being able to create shorter fields. We had a couple interceptions. I mean, offensively, we've got to capitalize when we get those opportunities. And obviously we didn't get it done.
Next will be Matt Marshall from the Orlando Sentinel.
Yeah, Mike, you talked about your offensive line. You have obviously had a couple sacks late in the game, but what did you see from those guys? I know you had some guys go down with injuries too as well in the game.
Yeah, that was a challenge. We were. We got a little bit into our depth tonight, and that's probably one of the thinner positions we have on this team, and so we had to move a couple different guys around. And those guys, they continue to battle. There's some things that obviously we'd like to have seen probably a little cleaner, but those guys worked. I mean, they care. They're playing. A handful of them were playing their real first extensive opportunities as starters on this team, and we're going to continue to work and get better. But I definitely think that group has potential. I think that we're going to. I know we're going to get better. But it was we had a couple tough situations that presented themselves, and we just got to continue to work to respond at a higher level.
Would like to add one more chance.
Jordan Travis, I guess, was limited throughout camp with injury. What was he able to provide for you guys today? And do you think he was maybe a little bit limited in what he could do because he was limited earlier in the preseason?
I mean, I think so. I like the explosiveness of what that Jordan brings to this team. He has been out for a good portion of fall camp, and so we were trying to be smart with him and just the things that he's able to do at this time. And so but I thought he did provide a couple spark runs. Did a nice job when he went in there, and he's going to continue to grow and get better as this season progresses. But we're definitely glad that we were able to have him out on the field, and I thought he had a couple of really good moments.
All right, last one, we'll go to Ira from Warchant.
It seemed like there were a few times where guys' emotions got the best of them throughout the game. How were they after the game? You said you explained some of your comments to them, but how did you sense them processing what just happened?
Well, obviously, nobody's happy about what just happened, and this is an emotional game, and the thing that we have to do throughout the course of the game is to maintain that control. When something good happens, when something bad happens, to continue to stay focused on the details, on the fundamentals, making sure that we're getting the communication, and then being able to go play at a high level. And I think that there were a few times we probably let our emotions get the best of us in a couple different ways. Good and bad, but these guys, they care about each other, and I told them that, I'm obviously right after the game. I mean, I'm hurting for them, right? There's a lot of investment that goes into this program in all aspects, and we want to represent it in the best way that we possibly can. Obviously, tonight, we came up short in that, in how we wanted to play, how we wanted to finish, in all aspects. But I really believe in these players. I believe in what they want to do. I believe in how they work to accomplish that. We just have to get better in the opportunities that we get as a coaching staff, players, staff, everybody involved. But definitely, honored to be a part of this group and to be able to coach those young men.